What's up, guys? Welcome to the Lockup Podcast. I'm Tyler,
And I'm Chris.
and this is a shit talking podcast of F1. No, I'm just kidding. It's just a fucking badass podcast, not taken so seriously. Two friends bantering, having a good time.
But we definitely have
Anyways,
serious opinions.
oh yeah, serious opinions all across the board for sure. But, anyways, let's just hop right into it. Last season drama, my friend.
Well, I don't know how else to say it. The end of the season was a total shit show, and Lewis Hamilton is the 8-time world champion.
Okay, fucking take it easy, guy. Definitely not the case, but I mean honestly, I'm just gonna flat out say it. There was some fucking funny business for Michael Massey, dude. There was some fucking funny business up in that shit because I totally agree with, yeah, it's a race. You definitely have to make it a race, but come on, bro. Like Lewis definitely had the lead. An
They robbed
unfortunate,
him.
dude. I'm gonna say it. I wouldn't have said that they robbed him, but dude, Michael Massey just admitted defeat.
He totally fucked it up. But also, like, even if you look at I was watching on Drive to Survive, and you see like Christian Horner's talking about how they didn't get any calls all year. It was always for Lewis. But then you watch it back, and like Max was driving like a maniac, just dive bombing him, pushing him off the track and whatnot. And they wonder why they were to blame for it.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like in the episodes, I understand Lewis made a very big case for himself. Of, I my whole career I've driven clean. I've left driver spaces, but I mean F1's never seen the likes of a Max Verstappen yet, and we're just now seeing it now. And the dude gets his elbows out, man. Like,
Definitely.
I mean, that fucking guy does not care, like, if he lives or dies when he straps into an F1 car. And I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
I
I'm not.
fuck with it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, that's say, dude.
I will say, although I am complaining about him driving aggressively, I'm a fan of it as well. But I feel like there's got to be some points where you got to reel it in, and I'm sure he'll figure it out. But
No, I
yeah,
mean, you're 100% right. I mean, I like the fire, just like you said, but at the same time, you know, you are crashing into people at damn near 190 miles an hour sometimes. So it's a little sketch, but at the same time, like, I don't think there's been a racer like that in the last 20. I mean, since Nicky Lauda, honestly, like
yeah,
that dude didn't care at all.
yeah.
So it's
I mean,
like,
it's definitely refreshing to see, especially like when you're looking at this era of F1, and it wasn't really that exciting, and you're not seeing like a bunch of overtakes and all this and that. So it is
yeah,
nice to
it's
see someone like bring that edge and aggression back to the sport.
I mean, with these past era cars too, like, with the way the aerodynamics work and the way these cars are built, it's just so hard to follow and keep up with somebody for more than 2 or 3 laps, because that dirty air completely kills the moment that you can only take so much of it. So the fact that Max and Lewis completely fought the entire year just to very rarely, might I add, to end up Abu Dhabi at exactly the same points, down to a point 0.5. Like,
Yeah, no, that was awesome.
that shit, you can't make that shit up.
Yeah, I mean it was a great way for it to end, but I feel like at the point where they wanted to make a show of the final race, they should have given Lewis a chance to pit also and change his tires just to make it even more fair. If
I
that was the
mean,
call they want to
yeah,
make.
I definitely agree, but at the same time, like, wouldn't that even be a bigger, like, horse
Oh
and pony
yeah,
show? Like, it
definitely.
would just be like, fuck every other driver on this grid. Let's just line them up 1 and 2. Everyone pit.
Everyone,
Last
y'all
lap.
finish your race. Lewis and Hamilton are gonna duke it out after you guys are done.
Dude, I'm telling you, that shit's fucking. That honestly would be. I mean, judging by Michael Massey, and like, since he felt like he had enough power to make that choice anyway, he damn near should have just done that. But anyways, bro, enough about last season. Let's move into this season. Some fucking fresh new faces on the grid, dude.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be really exciting. But I think What I'm most excited for is obviously Ferrari still. They have the best drivers lineup.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm also happy to see Valtteri at a new team. That's going to be awesome.
Him paired up with the rookie Zhao, the Chinese driver. It's going to be interesting to see because I know this past weekend in testing he got he had like a bunch of laps like put in and he seemed comfortable behind the car. But yeah, now Valtteri's veteran, like that's exactly what Alfa Romeo need over there.
Where
Just
can I
like
place bets on how long he stays in Formula One before they cancel the Chinese drivers also?
oh damn dude, honestly, I mean with the way shit's going right now, I don't. Where? Yeah, you're right. Where the fuck can you place a bet like that? Because that'd be hilarious. But like, dude, yeah. Shout out Nikita Mazepin one time. Holy hell! Like, talk about that fucking bomb, dude.
I would say pour one out for him, but honestly, who cares?
Dude, man, like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that he was bad for the sport, but the way he came in, the controversy around his name to start before he even suited up and got a seat fitting. Like it just was tough to watch, man. And then also watching the Haas episode on Drive to Survive, you get a closer inside look of how bad it actually got. And you know, I'm not going to say good riddance, but deuces, my guy.
Gunther's definitely laughing to the bank. The fact that they got to develop a brand new car and get rid of the driver and bring
Brother,
back Magnussen, which should have been there from the start.
that is a fucking Haas win if I've ever seen one. They
It
were
almost feels
due.
like back when they killed Harambe, it set the timeline all crazy, and we're
Dude,
sitting through this
yeah.
pandemic and everything. But somehow the timeline's coming back to reality because now Haas has a great drivers lineup.
Brother, it wasn't even on their radar. That's how crazy it was. They announced the release of Nikita Mazepin and the termination of Uralkali, right? Everybody's like, "Oh, whoa, holy shit! Who's gonna be their second driver? Is it gonna be Phil Pale? Is it gonna be Hulkenberg? Is it gonna be what's his name?
The
What's the other
Italian
guy?
stallion,
The
baby.
Giovinazzi. Is it gonna be them? Dude, Kevin Magnussen wasn't even on the radar. Everybody's like, oh, them and Grosjean are already locked up on other contracts with other motorsports. Nope. Dude, K-Mag is fucking back, baby.
I will say I had a sliver of an idea that he could potentially be in there, but I didn't think they would bring Grosjean back.
No, yeah,
I felt
100%.
like just with that with his crash and whatnot, I feel like that I don't know. I think
See,
it would have been pretty dramatic to bring him back.
I'm not gonna lie. You say that, but the dude's racing IndyCar. Those are
Yeah,
faster than F1.
yeah,
So
that's
it's
true.
like, so it's like, I I don't know. Maybe he could have come back, but he's got a really good gig right now. So I totally understand that one. There's no way he could have come back. But to
I
have
think he's
Kevin
kicking
Magnussen,
ass too.
dude, 100% agree. Fucking Grosjean's fitting perfectly in. I did see a couple races. He's definitely, excuse me, he definitely had like it was classic Grosjean, but on some of the races, he's finishing top two. He's finishing like top five, like podiums and all that shit in IndyCar.
Hmm.
So I don't know. It's cool to see the man that got set on fire is fucking thriving.
Now he's setting Indy on fire.
Now he's hopefully no puns intended right there. Holy shit.
Hey,
Oh,
but
dude,
we got Alex Alboni back.
dude, we got fucking Alex Albon back. The Twitch trio is back on the grid, dude. Lando, George, and Albon. It's fucking awesome to see. Him at Williams is a perfect fit for Williams. 100% agree.
Yeah,
Like,
especially when you get when you watch Drive to Survive and you see their new principal and like what he's looking for. That I feel like that fits perfectly.
no, I mean with one, everybody about it. Alex just got like he started so good at Toro Rosso. Pierre Gasly didn't work out at Red Bull. He got the half season in 2019. He got re-signed for 2020 and just he was he could have had two podiums, if it wasn't for Lewis Hamilton being a sore loser. Anyways, I digress. Um it's just it's hard to be a teammate to Max, man. It's hard.
Yeah,
Like
makes sense. I mean,
Sir,
Yeah, you gotta think about like uh just being a teammate with someone that's so good and is always winning. It's definitely a lot to live up to, and you really get to see how mental that sport really is when you're watching the Netflix show, which is one thing I think they did right.
Yeah, I will say this. Drive to Survive definitely goes for the clickbaity shit, but they do show how actually straight like it's a literally race by race for some of these guys.
Yeah,
Like, but going back to Kevin Magnussen on Haas, man, like it I don't know why. Don't get me wrong, I agree with it investing in new talent, but I don't know why you go with two rookies and you get rid of both Grosjean and Magnussen. You've got to pair Mick Schumacher with a well-rounded veteran to get him going in that car because I mean Nikita didn't even compare to him all year.
yeah, yeah. And it's hard for a rookie to figure out what to do when they don't have someone that's setting the example for them.
Not only setting the example for them, but like eh, I mean, he's constantly like he's has an envious teammate. Don't get me wrong, your number one priority on your team is to beat your teammate. I get that. But not only is he beating him, he's got his dad, which is funding his car, breathing down his neck, accusing their cars being different.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah. The only thing that was different was the driving talent. But speaking of cars, I feel like we should talk about the new cars.
yeah, bro. Let's get into that, dude. Break it
I
down
think
for me.
for me, the most exciting part is how they're all so different because I'm a mechanical engineer for everyone listening. But yeah, just the whole engineering and stuff behind it is it's really awesome to see all the teams take different directions, and I think this year we're really going to see whose ideas paid off the most, and then I think we'll start seeing more teams kind of taking a little bit from all the cars and see what works, and we'll get some really cool cars coming up in the next few years.
Oh, you are 1,000% correct. And I'm actually keen to see after this year if Alpine decides to copy Mercedes in any way. But anyway, um at the same time, I definitely think it's crazy. I'm gonna throw it up on the screen right here. But did you see the difference of the Ferrari side pods to the McLaren or not the McLaren, the Mercedes side pods?
Yeah, that was one of the coolest things that I saw. It's like two totally different approaches and two teams that you want to say are going to be competing for the championship, hopefully. Definitely the constructors. But, we'll see. We'll see if it really works because it's like you got to, at some degree, as much as I love the Ferrari design, I think it looks so sleek, but like having a side pod that big, is that going to affect your car in a negative way?
See, that's the thing. I think they're both so drastically different is that you could say that exact same sentence about the Merc. So
Yeah.
like it could be is having less the move, is having more the move because they're so like you saw that, bro. You can sit in the Ferrari side pods and there's virtually no like Mercedes side pods at all. There's two vents. That's it.
They really took the silver arrow to heart when they designed this car. It seems
Yeah.
like that thing is a freaking arrow, dude. That's so cool.
Dude, it's like it seems like it's one of the shortest car. I know all of them are damn near the same length, probably by like inches or whatever, or let me like meters. But for for our foreign listeners, but it's like they went from having a wide body car to completely tapering off, but at the same time, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. I haven't seen a difference on the timesheet for Mercedes. I haven't.
Yeah,
From changing those side pods, I just simply haven't. I've seen upgrades from Ferrari, but at the same time, they've remained consistent with their side pods. I don't think they've touched them since day one.
yeah, and that's what they were saying. They don't want to change their design because they think they can milk more out of the current design.
What do you think? I know their rear wing is pretty aggressively tall. Like they've been running the taller rear wing. Some of the cars have been running pretty seamless ones, pretty
Hmm.
low drag ones. I'm just not sure where they're getting their downforce from because that is a big side pod. Like is that the down like is that getting downforce or is just are they is like Mercedes just straight up compromising the downforce of the chassis to just catch it on the rear. I just don't know which one's going to win. They're so drastically different.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting to see. I'm just hoping that it's competitive. And definitely like what this is the first time I've ever watched like the preseason testing and stuff. And the most exciting part is when you see Charles Leclerc setting fastest times. Whenever it's someone else, I don't really care. I don't pay attention, but as soon as he does it, it just lets you know where Ferrari's going to be.
Get a load of this guy. Get
And
a load of
listen to
this.
this, okay? Hear me out here. The Haas car, Mick Schumacher flying in that thing, Ferrari power. So that just speaks volumes to the Ferrari engine.
Yeah, I mean, the
When you
man's
get a
not
Haas
wrong.
going that fast,
The man's not wrong, dude. Dude, Mick actually brought some life to that Haas car. It was so refreshing to see because I'm not
yeah,
gonna lie, the past 2 years, it's been depressing to be a Haas fan. And being from America, that's that's a tough pill to swallow. That's like, dude, it's like I said, man, it's good to have K Mac back. It's good to have Mick actually paired with a veteran. I mean, let's talk about this a little bit. This little controversy. Why did they decide to bring the minimum weight up or the maximum weight up to the cars just to the right amount of the Mercedes?
for Mercedes. Yep, yep.
What's going on here?
I don't know. I mean, without knowing how much all of the other cars weighed,
That's
my
true.
my assumption, and I could be totally wrong here, but I'm just gonna speculate. I'm gonna have to say probably the Mercedes must have been like in the middle of all the other cars, and they're like, all right, well, teams still need to cut some weight. We'll just go with this team's weight, and yeah, call it that.
No, that's right. I
But
don't
I
know all the info, so
I think it's definitely a bummer that Alfa Romeo was the only team that actually was hitting the weight, and then now they just changed everything. They actually followed the rules as planned, and
I
so that
know.
kind of proves that you can do it if you tried. But
No, you can't do it if you tried. I mean, it's true. I mean, it's just kind of an like I'm not gonna say favorite. Obviously, it's not favoritism. There's a reason why they made these decisions. I totally get that. I'm not on the inside by any means, but at the same time, when it just happens to be Mercedes, and it just happens that Lewis was complaining about that for a week, and it's like, come on, man.
I mean, get
It's
get the guy some slack. He got robbed last year, so the least they can do is get the
he
Mercedes
got
weight.
dude, okay. Let's talk about this. They're gonna talk about the weight limit and all that stuff. Has McLaren have they made a ruling on McLaren's floor, their flexi floor yet?
Not that I've seen.
Dude,
Not that
I
I've seen. And then I see Ferrari's pissed about Mercedes doing a arrow on the mirrors. They're
no
mad about
way.
arrow. Yeah,
Wait,
that's what.
break that one down for me.
So
What's
so Binotto, he's protesting their design because uh I believe he's protesting though. I could be totally. I don't know. I've seen that he's protesting it because they added arrow to the mirrors, and he said that previously when they discussed the mirrors, everyone agreed that that would be a part of the car that has no arrow on it, no performance effects, just purely for being mirrors was what they intended to do with those. So
okay? So what you're saying is that it's not officially in the rules, but they basically the driver, all the team principals came together and said, "Hey, we're gonna gentlemen's agree that the arrow is gonna be left off the mirrors," and they just decided to break that. That's what I'm getting out of it.
yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's in the rules or not, but uh, if it's a gentleman agreement, and Mercedes was the one to break it, then I mean,
I mean, Toto
all
Wolf.
you can't trust the gentleman's agreement.
I mean, that's true. You got a point. It is a
Es-
sport with millions of dollars at hand. So,
Especially with Mercedes when they're known to look for like cutting edge technology and innovations that no other teams are doing.
well, I mean, yeah, not only that, but after seeing everything going, and although I think some of it's a little trolly from some of the drivers in their press talking about where their car is right now and the potential they can get out of it, because I definitely know Mercedes is underselling their car. I mean, Lando Norris from McLaren right now, I mean, I could just tell he's trolling the media about them not having a car ready to go. I mean, what's exciting about it to see is that Ferrari really got ahead of the game and started their development like I think what 2 races into last season.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely looking like it's going to pay off, but we'll see at the first race.
And not only did they do that, they managed to halt the development of their 21 car to their 22 one while placing third in constructors.
And I think some of that has to play out to the engine upgrades that they were able to roll over to the new season. So I don't think they were all in all stopping their 21 car.
I mean,
They
yeah,
just found areas that they could, exploit for both, which is a genius, honestly.
I mean, yeah, shout out 2019. I mean, they found that fuel injection exploit and they didn't even get a slap on the wrist. They said, "Congrats, you found broken rules. We'll make that change." Like they didn't even get in trouble for it. It
He
was
said,
insane.
"Oopsies."
That I mean, but that's just you almost have to tip it because that's just credit to their engineering power. They Ferrari always seems to be ahead of the game. They just need to put the pieces together with the lineup. And I think having Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc, especially both of them now being they get on so well, and it's just it's a very good lineup to have for them right now. It's a definitely long term lineup for sure.
Yeah, I think having Carlos Sainz as a teammate would be just I don't know, he seems like so cool. It seems like any team that he goes to, he would fit right in.
He's bloody consistent.
Dude, he can drive, man.
The dude is now that he's in a Ferrari, he could have done it in a McLaren Trust. He definitely could have done it in McLaren last year, but
Hmm.
now that he's in a Ferrari, he is very regularly in the top five, top six.
Yeah,
He's
I mean,
battling
he
for
he
podiums all the
finished
time.
ahead of Leclerc.
I know he did, and that was a like I know you're a Leclerc fan, but that's a pleasant surprise. That's a good thing. That's gonna like light a fire,
Yeah, definitely. But I think you have to also look at like Leclerc definitely had a lot of disappointing moments that weren't his
dude.
fault.
Dude, I mean, I know this one wasn't technically like it was a driver error for sure, but that Monaco pole position, man,
That was
that
awesome.
hurts.
I
That
mean, it was awesome
hurts.
that he got there. It sucks that he crashed. Yeah, that was definitely
Hometown race, Monaco, you start at pole, that's almost surefire win. It's just a parade of F1 cars. It's impossible to overtake on that course.
well, I'm gonna say knowing Max, maybe he would have overtaken.
I mean, yeah, maybe. All right, well, okay, if you're Max, what turn are you overtaking at Monaco?
Mm, I don't know. I'm just dive bombing the first freaking turn, honestly.
I'm dive bombing turn one with DRS open. Dude, I mean, let's get into
I
what
know we
it.
kind of we kind of talked about, maybe discussing them getting rid of Michael Masi, but I don't really feel like that's something that really
Nah,
we should
man,
even
he
talk
admitted
about.
defeat when he came out and they reversed it and fired him. And honestly, it is what it is at this point. Like, unfortunately, I feel for Max. I understand he still has the title. It's going to be an asterisk from me. It's going to be a championship with an asterisk, but I mean, it is what it is at this point. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
we'll see who the new race director is, though. That hasn't been announced yet, I don't think.
yeah, I don't know. I haven't been checking in on that, but I want to go back to the Max thing a little bit. I will say, although I believe that Lewis got robbed, I'm not saying that Max also didn't deserve to win. I
Yeah,
think
you
either one of
can't.
those guys deserved to win. I just think that the way the last race played out, it should have been Lewis winning it.
Yeah, you got to feel for Nicholas Latifi, man. That last minute safety car. Dude, pour one out for my guy Latifi.
Yeah.
That's tough because I mean, like you said, man, you they went into the last race dead even, bro. It's not
Hmm.
like Max asked for them to make the cars unlap themselves. So
Yeah.
it's like you can't blame Max for really any of this, but you know,
And
Michael Massey
they
dropped
they
the
took
ball.
they took the risk to change the tires, and
Yeah,
it paid out.
it paid dividends for sure. Like they made all the everybody in that race made their right calls. It just, you got to
I will
chalk it up
say
to
Red Bull definitely had way better strategy last year.
You are 1,000%
And I
correct.
don't know if it was just that they had such great strategy or that Mercedes just they choked under the pressure when it came down to strategy.
See, I actually think they had great strategy because I personally think Mercedes was just reacting off of them all year. I don't even think they committed to their own strategy. Maybe a handful of races that they had the clear dominant lead on, but I
Yeah,
mean, I
that's
think they reacted to Red Bull.
yeah, and that's where I'm saying it seems like maybe they choked a little because yeah, they were never really the one putting the pressure on with the strategy. They were always yeah reacting like you're saying.
Dude, and what the hell is wrong? Like, don't get me wrong, they have a very good pit team, but this year, man, the last 2 years, really, they've fumbled the bag a little bit. I mean, Valtteri
Who do
had the
you?
longest pit of all time.
I think they're still changing those tires right now.
Dude, they're in the factory doing that shit right now.
Yeah, who do
Like,
you blame that on? Is that like, man, it's
do
definitely
you
not.
go all the way back to the manufacturer of that nut?
I saw a video of Tom Holland at a race and he dropped a wheel, so I think Tom Holland is the one.
I know exactly what video you're talking about too. I'll
We
throw
need
it
to
up
clip
on the
that.
screen right
Yeah,
now.
put that in this.
Holy shit. I know exactly what you're talking about.
That boy
Dude,
fumbled the wheel.
dude, all right. Just so I have to know, we'll move on to this couple of our last segments. Just so I have to know, what's your favorite car livery?
Aston Martin.
Yeah, it's got to be it, right?
It looks so
It's got
fucking
it's
good.
got to be it, right? I'm
Yeah.
not listen. I'm so glad that they don't have the BWT sponsor anymore because they did away with the pink and they doubled down on the neon green against that Aston Martin green. Whoo,
That pink is the cancer of F1. It just follows around whatever
dude,
team.
it ruined the Alpine car.
Yeah, I was like Alpine. They had a good livery, and then you see the pink, and then it's like okay, they're going
That's
down.
not it, bro. They had something last year with that livery, dude. And that is not it this year. But
I
Aston
got
Martin's unanimous number one. You're right.
yeah. I would have liked to see Haas just do all white car.
Yeah, I did. I liked the clean white. Like if it was just all white with just the red Haas emblem on the side, that's it.
And maybe even just do the Haas emblem, just outline it in red, and then it's white in the
Oh,
inside too, or like a silver or something. That would have looked sleek.
Christopher, that would look fire.
Yeah. Hey Haas, hit me up.
Yeah, dude. Oh, my guy's a mechanical engineer, Haas. Please hire this guy.
Like I said earlier, mechanical engineer, but
Mechanical
young
engineer.
guy, young buck.
USA. I'm from the USA.
Yeah, love
Yeah,
America. I also
dude.
love Ferrari, so
Yeah, Ferrari power. Look at that, showing your allegiance already.
yep, yep.
All right. Enough about livery. Let's wrap up this show and let's talk driver lineups for each team and let's go ahead and run our predictions for the season.
I kind of want to just go top five finishes this year. What are your predictions?
All right,
And then
you got
maybe we can
yeah,
even do the same for constructors.
you got it. Let's do that.
All right, let me kick this off. So I'm thinking Lewis Hamilton's getting the eighth dub. Really, it should be the ninth dub, but
Yeah.
I think he's coming back. He's got something to prove, and I think he's getting first. Then I think Charles Leclerc is going to finish second, although I would have liked to see him finish first. So if he does, I'll be pleasantly happy with that.
So
And
you are taking Max Verstappen out of your top two.
he's not even in my top five.
Oh, hot take. All right, let's hear this.
Yep. Okay, number three, George Russell. I think he's going to do really good. He's
I
definitely going to
like
get
it.
his first race win for sure this year.
I like
But
it.
I think that he's still you saw it last year. At times he's got a lot to learn. And I think he's gonna push it, and I think he's definitely crashing the Mercedes a couple times.
No, you're 100% correct. He's gonna have a learning curve for sure. He matured a little bit last year. He had some moments, unfortunately, but I believe the Russell hype, bro. I
He
am a
may have put
big
down the
George.
best wet lap ever.
You're 100% correct. Mr. Saturday can drive in the fucking rain, dude.
Yep.
He's got it. All right,
And
number
then
4.
number 4, Landango Norris.
Let's get it. I like this list.
And then number 5, I think I said Carlos Sainz.
Okay, so we got the whole Ferrari team making a appearance in the top 5.
Yeah, and this will right into my constructors. I'm thinking Mercedes wins it, and then Ferrari's the second.
I'm actually okay with that. I can actually see that happen. I mean, if I'm going to keep it real with you, I can see all four of the top teams being Mercedes, Ferrari, Red Bull, and McLaren all interchanging between the first couple races. But
Yeah,
that we're just going off testing right now, and a lot of the drivers are not giving the full info on their car. So I feel you. I feel you though. Let's see.
I
Let's
think
see
I
what we got.
think McLaren will be the third in the constructors because their car looks so freaking good, and Lando Norris is phenomenal. I like Max Verstappen. I want to say Red Bull could be third also, but uh, I don't know if this is a hot take or not. I don't know if Sergio Perez is really gonna bring it as much as I think Danny Rick can.
You know what, man? I was just gonna get into that and say, do you think Sergio is gonna, because this is the year he needs to step it up. Last year he had decent results. He was consistent. I'll give
He
him that.
started out really good.
Yeah, no, he started out really good. He hit this midseason like lull, and
Hmm.
then finished pretty strong.
He had
But
the
with
ultimate team moment at the end.
you're 100% correct, dude. He's a model teammate. I will say that.
Yeah,
But we all know Christian Horner and we all know Red Bull. He needs to deliver this year.
yeah. I mean, I could definitely see Gasly taking his seat.
Dude, if Gasly can remain consistent and put that AlphaTauri in, maybe P5 for poles for qualifying and maybe one or two podiums a year, if he can consistently get that AlphaTauri in there, I mean, I just don't know. The only thing I would worry about is his mental, but that's it. That's it. It just has to be
Yeah,
tested more.
yeah. All right, let me hear your top 5 and the drivers.
All right, let's see. Drivers. I mean, you know me, man. I'm a big believer in the George Russell hype. I've got him actually completely blowing the competition out of the water this year. We're not going to see a Max Verstappen. We're not going to see a Lewis Hamilton. I think Mr. Saturday himself, George Russell, is going to finish P1 in the driver's standings. His debut with Mercedes is going to be like no other. He's going to come home with the P1 trophy. He's going to be on top of the world, and it's going to be a new era started with a new champion. That's my take. That's flat out my take. I just think the Mercedes having 2,000 employees, the highest salary cap in the damn freaking on the grid, like they're just, I understand Ferrari's made these upgrades. I just think they're leaps and bounds. And I think Lewis Hamilton is bullshitting the media right now saying they can't compete for wins, this, that, and the other. Dude, nah, they're not even trying on these testing days and they're placing top 5. Like I can't, I just have to say it. Now, as far as that goes, number 2, I like your list. I'm gonna go with Charles Leclerc because I think he's got a lot to prove this year. He had all the opportunities in the world last year. Unlucky, unlucky. He didn't have the ice on. I think it was one of the Red Bull ring tracks. He was trying to defend Hamilton from coming. No, take that back. It was Silverstone. At Silverstone, he was trying to defend Hamilton. He was P2 and just went wide on a turn. He was just focused on defending too much and
Yep.
just overshot it. But and then throwing it back to Turkey 2 years ago when he could have finished P2 and he overshot in the wet and gave up places to Sebastian Vettel and Lance Stroll. Like it was just a tough thing. He's due for a really outbreak good year, and with the development of Ferrari's car, everything's set up for him. It's up to him right now. It's his
Yeah, you
season to
you
win.
gotta think that they're definitely taking all his inputs in when they're building this car too.
No, you're 100% correct. They have to, man. That's like their golden child. He was signed from 2019 until further notice, basically. But no, yeah, that's my number 2, and number 3. I, 3 and 4 are interchangeable for me. I still think it's going to be a dominant year for Max, and I still think it's going to be a dominant year for Lewis, just because of their just the way they drive. I don't think there is losing in their DNA. No matter what car they'd be in, they would make the car competitive, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
yeah.
So I think my 3 and 4 could literally be either Max or Lewis to round out my 3 or 4, and then my fifth one, I'm gonna have to say Lando. I'm gonna have to say Lando. I just think coming off of he secured his home through 2025. He's so like, I mean, it's the Lando show at McLaren, man. Like when Carlos
He's
Sainz
got a
was on the way
swagger.
out,
He's got
dude,
a swagger about
that's
him.
his team. Max Verstappen, like Red Bull found their Max Verstappen, McLaren found their Lando. It's that he's comfortable. Everything about that team is what he needs to be, and he can deliver. He'll have his first race win. He'll have a bunch of podiums this year, and I hope he gets up there. But I have him fifth just because of the sheer talent that's above him right now, and just simply based on the car upgrades. It's just until we see that first qualifying and that first Sunday lights out. I mean, we'll really see what's down with these drivers.
Yeah, I want to alter my list. Actually, I'm taking signs out at 5 and putting Verstappen in there. I'll
It's
put him in the
see,
list. I'll
it's
put him
just
in the
hard.
list.
Yeah, it's
I,
just hard to.
I think I got so caught up because I told you this before, and so that's what my original top 5 was with signs in there. And I think I just got so caught up in the new developments. Like I think Ferrari and McLaren are going to be like on it this year, and I think I got so caught up in them that I forgot about Red Bull.
No, you're 100% right though, because like I mean, it just makes sense. Literally throughout these testing days, I mean, McLaren's got they've got over 200 laps in just this weekend. That's the highest of every team. They're constantly Lando and Danny Rick are all top 5 placing, even on push laps when I know most teams aren't doing push laps or whatever the case may be. Even on every team's push lap, they're still top 5 on their fastest time. So it's like they're obviously doing something right. But like I
Hmm.
said, I, if they haven't made a ruling on that flexi floor, I want to know if they do make a ruling on it and they go against it, if that's going to make a huge difference. I just don't know. I feel like they nailed the aerodynamics on their car.
Yeah, yeah. I like that picture where you see the McLaren in the wet and you can see like the vortex that's pulling the water in, and it just looked so much better than everyone else's. So I think you're definitely right on their aero being
Dude, yeah,
definitely some of the best.
they have the most streamlined. You just saw it. All the water and the vortex coming off the aero package in the wing. The wake of it was just so straight.
Perfect.
There wasn't any like just spray across the whole track. It was in a dead straight line.
Yeah.
And so it's like, that also goes to just that's why these top 5 lists are so just competitive, because no one knows how these cars are going to race yet. And from testing, just with the little tiny skirmishes and battles you see on track, it looks like
Hmm.
these cars can follow each other a lot easier.
Yeah, I'm excited to see that. And I gotta say, I definitely eyed McLaren's racing team whenever I was fresh out of college and looking for jobs. And the fact that they didn't hire me lets me know that they have some really, really good engineers there. So I could totally see them having the best arrow.
Holy shit. Yeah, they truly didn't need the GOAT Christopher Hickson on their aero package team. So they've got a really good aero package team, I guess.
I could have been their rookie talent. I could have been their Lando Norris. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my God, dude. All right, man. This has
What
been
about
an episode.
I want to just go into one little thing,
Oh, dude,
and
let's do it.
I just want to say I hope Danny Rick gets recovered very well. I'm also dealing with a little bit of the COVID right now, and so
Yeah,
I
dude.
totally relate. It's my second time getting it. It's not fun, and hopefully he recovers in time that he can race.
Dude, shout out Danny, Rick, and shout out Chris, because I totally forgot about that, because he wasn't even in the driver's picture today for the season to start. It was just Lando in front of the car.
I totally forgot. I totally overlooked that also when I saw the
I
pic.
looked at it and fucking my wife goes, "Hey, uh, Danny Rick isn't in the picture." I'm like, "Wait, what? Oh, he's got COVID." I was like, that's tough, bro. Yeah, shout out Danny Rick. I hope he gets better. And also shout out my boy Chris because yeah, he got surprised with the big ick and he's been going through it for the past couple days.
Yeah, but I'm sure he'll recover, and I think he'll have some good drives this year. And yeah, I think McLaren's going to be up there.
Nah, dude, I think McLaren's gonna be up there for sure. I'm a McLaren fanboy, dude. I just want them top three. I know they finished top three and then Ferrari took it back from them, but the battle between Ferrari and McLaren is always a pleasure to see. It's fucking awesome to see, honestly.
Yep, yep.
Anyways, this has been the first episode of the Lockup Podcast. We're trying something new. Hopefully it was cool and it was fun doing it.
Video coming soon. We're gonna have video.
Yeah, video coming soon. And my name's Tyler
I'm Chris.
and Deuce's family. Later.
I don't think we'll be competing for wins this season.